Today, we're going to trace one of the biggest, most powerful stories ever told. It's a theme that's woven through the entire Bible from the first page to the very last, the epic story of light versus darkness.
So let me ask you a question. What do you think is the oldest story in the world? I mean, the most fundamental conflict, the one that existed before any hero, any kingdom, any legend we know.
It's this one, the story of light against darkness. And in the Bible, this incredible saga kicks off with the very first words of creation itself.
So our first stop has to be Genesis, right? This is where the whole cosmic conflict gets set in motion with just a single, powerful command.
Now, this is so much more than just God flipping a cosmic light switch. See, for the ancient world, darkness represented chaos, the unknown, this terrifying void. So when God speaks light into existence, it's this powerful declaration of order over chaos. It's him establishing his goodness right in the middle of nothing.
So right from page 1, light and darkness are set up as these fundamental opposites. Light is connected to God's life, his order, and hope. And darkness, well, that's the void. It's chaos, and ultimately, it's judgment. This is the battleground for the entire story.
And here's where it gets really interesting. When you get to the New Testament, the Apostle John looks all the way back to that moment in Genesis, and he tells us that this original light, it wasn't just some thing, it was a someone. It was the very life found in Jesus. This idea, looking at the whole story through Jesus, it kind of reframes everything.
Okay, so as the story moves on into the Old Testament, this whole theme of light starts to evolve. It becomes more than just the light of creation. It becomes this real, tangible symbol of God's presence with his people.
I mean, what a powerful image, right? During one of the plagues on Egypt, a supernatural darkness just blankets the entire land. But God's people, they're totally protected, living in light. So here, light is like a shield, a sign of God's special care and protection in a world that's facing judgment.
And you see this idea pop up again and again. In Genesis, light is creation. Then in Exodus, it becomes guidance. The pillar of fire that leads them through the wilderness at night. By the time you get to the Psalms, King David is shouting, "The Lord is my light and my salvation." And then, with prophets like Isaiah, light becomes this future promise, a prophecy of a great light that's coming for people who are walking in darkness. And all of that prophecy, all of that waiting, it leads us to the absolute turning point of the entire story. After all these centuries of symbols and promises, the Creator himself steps into his creation.
This is it. This is the fulfillment. John says that Jesus isn't just a light. He is the true light. The very same creative life from Genesis 1 has now put on skin and bone. The source of all light has finally entered our dark world.
But his arrival forces a choice, a crisis. The light is finally here, but it exposes things. And this verse just lays out the central conflict of the human heart so perfectly, this tragic pull we have towards the familiar darkness, rather than the revealing, healing light of God.
So, this cosmic clash between the light of the world and our love for darkness, it all builds to this incredibly dramatic climax on a hill just outside Jerusalem.
This rejection of the light leads to the darkest moment in the entire story. At noon, the brightest point of the day, the sky just went black. And for 3 hours, it really looked like darkness had finally won.
Now, this wasn't just some random solar eclipse. Theologically, this is a moment with immense weight. The light of the world, Jesus is hanging on the cross, and he's taking the full weight of our sin, all the chaos, all the judgment, all the void, onto himself. He's literally absorbing all of our darkness so that we could finally see the light.
But that is not where the story ends. Of course not. 3 days later, the light explodes out of the tomb completely victorious. And here's the amazing part. He doesn't keep that victory to himself. The mission gets passed on.
And this is just an incredible turn in the story. After he's resurrected, Jesus looks at his followers, these flawed, regular people, and he says, okay, now you are the light of the world. The light is now meant to shine through them.
And let's be really clear about something. This isn't about us trying really hard to be good people or generate our own little spark. No way. The idea is that God, the same one who said, "Let there be light" back in Genesis, performs that exact same creative miracle inside a human heart. It's his light shining through us.
So this grand epic story brings us all the way to its ultimate conclusion, which isn't just an ending. It's actually a personal invitation for every single one of us.
You see, the Bible's story ends right where it began, with light completely overwhelming everything. In the new creation, there's no more darkness, no chaos, no judgment, no night at all. The battle is over. And the story offers every one of us an invitation to step out of the darkness right now and into that coming light.
So if this story is connecting with you, the Bible often presents this invitation as a simple prayer. The first step is just being honest, acknowledging that God's light shows us that we need forgiveness, that we need help.
The next step is about faith. It's believing that Jesus really did take our darkness on the cross, and that he rose from the dead to offer us a brand new kind of life. And it's inviting him to come and fill your life with his light.
And finally, it's about a commitment to follow him, to let him lead you out of darkness and teach you how to walk in his truth day by day as a child of the light.
Hey, if you just prayed that prayer, maybe for the very first time, or if you're just curious and want to figure out what it means to live in the light of Jesus, we would absolutely love to connect with you. You really don't have to walk this journey alone. We'd love to invite you to join us at Harmony Church this Sunday, or just check us out online. You'll find a whole community of people who are learning how to live in the light together. Thanks so much for watching.